It's Maggie. I just drew up a chart. I wanted to look at when Saturn and Jupiter station in Aquarius. So I drew it up for December 20th, 2020. Saturn will go in December 18th, and it will be followed by Jupiter on the 20th. So that's how I chose that day. And of course, the Sun will follow along around late January, February. So we'll have a stellium. And Saturn is the ruler, co-ruler of Capricorn, but it's actually ruler of Capricorn and Aquarius. And I said co-ruler because Uranus also is the ruler of Aquarius. I like to think of that. So Jupiter would just enlarge the visions, and the ruler there would, of course, would make it more powerful, especially when it's stationing. Um, for new ideas and visions and groups. But it's a tricky day. It's a tricky day. You know, when you look at the aspects going on, there's just inconjuncts, and yeah, I don't really feel like reading the whole chart because I actually was just looking at it, and it looks pretty intense, um, especially with Uranus in conjunct Venus. Venus will be in Sagittarius, and it's in conjunct Uranus in in a fixed Taurus. So yeah, um, people might think everything's great, you know, visionaries for the future, maybe gambling with the market, you know, and something unexpected could could come up. Um, because they're out in la la land thinking everything's so great. And the Moon Neptune conjunction in Pisces is very, you could think of it like a mirage. I like that word for Neptune in Pisces. It's like a mirage, you know. Um, and Moon Neptune can cause a lot of confusion. So, you know, I think Chiron, of course, is in Aries, but so the Moon Neptune are in conjunct to Jupiter and Pluto in Capricorn. Well, of course, Jupiter just stationed, but Pluto is still very much in Capricorn. Um, so you know that is some conflict. It's a stressful conflict going on still. Some people are still in dreamland, and some people are, or they're visionaries. They're idealistic. They want to change things, but you know, there's uh, still a lot of intense things going on. Sudden, unexpected change for one thing with Uranus, and, you know, in conjuncting Venus, everyone thinks everything's going good. You know, speculate. Let's speculate on the market. That would be futuristic Sagittarius. You know. Um, yeah, and then Venus is also conjuncts Pluto. Um, that does not look really good either, Venus. So I thought everything would look great. Everything went into Aquarius, but you know, maybe later down the line. But there are some, yeah, it's a tricky time. Just like the Who, that Who song, just another tricky day, right? Another tricky day. Call it that. Um, yeah. So a lot of in conjunct. So there's another one between, yeah, the one I was just talking about, Pluto and Jupiter in conjunct. So it's like the matters at hand and the dreamy, mirage, idealistic, illusionary Moon Neptune is kind of like confusion, not really seeing the whole picture, maybe sticking your head in the sand, um, deceit, being lied to, being told one thing and maybe believing another thing, or being totally disillusioned. And it's to Pluto. You know, Pluto is the authority that everyone's been struggling with in Capricorn, and still is at this point. It's still in Capricorn. Yeah, I just did a video on when it finally goes into Aquarius, and that's not till 2024, folks. So it's a ways off. Um, so, of course, the square will still be going on to Aries. Mars will be in Aries, so that's adding fuel to the fire, squaring Pluto. Um, yeah, so that's like war drums, and of course, the elections are going on, and just, there will be a lot of polarity and strife anyway. And the square, is very, very difficult. There are some trines going on, between Aries and Sagittarius. Of course, they're both fire, mutable fire and cardinal fire. Um, and Mercury 29 degrees Sagittarius on the midheaven is trining Aries. So that's positive for communicating about, foreign affairs or travel, because Aries and Aquarius, Aries and Aquarius are on the same page as well because they sextile each other. So they're an easy flowing, harmonious aspect, but not quite yet. Because this is just when Jupiter is just stationing and Uranus is just stationing. So that's and it is the ruler. It's the ruler of both Capricorn and Aquarius. So that gives it more power. Jupiter gives it immense good luck in communication and groups and friendships, innovative ideas, just, visionary ideas. Yeah, so it's going to be a really great time once we can get past sort of this. This dream state that we've all been in, the Moon Neptune, um, is going to remain. It's going to remain. Um, of course, the Moon will move on, but the Moon this particular day, is adding to the confusion. Um, but Neptune will remain in Pisces, and that will be illusion, deception, fantasy, thinking everything's okay when really uh, not being able to see the whole picture, and being deceived is kind of what it looks like to me through to Pluto in Capricorn. But yeah, I've talked enough about them. I was calling them the bad guys. Yeah, but I was kind of trying to get past that into the good. Yeah, so I did fast forward to February, late January, February, when the sun joins the stellium in Aquarius, and that begins to look better. But yeah, we've still got that square off between Mars and Pluto to deal with, and let's just hope they don't start any real strife or any wars or anything. I don't even want to put that into the collective consciousness that day. There's massive fire going on that day. There's Mars, Chiron, and the Ascendant all in Aries. I drew up noon in Aries. So, and then the Sun, Mercury, and Venus all in Sagittarius. So that's international. We will be hearing a lot about international religious. We're already they're bombing mosques and churches, and yeah, so there's just like this ongoing war against religion, theology, people's belief systems, and they're attacking people, and that is the Sun and Mercury, the ideal systems, in conjunct Pluto. Yeah, so that's just really drawing the line when you're blowing up Catholic churches, mosques, Jewish, synagogues, and it's just really gotten out of hand. And that is Sagittarius. It's rules all those things, and it also rules higher law, higher learning. Um, yeah, so this is not one big happy chart. That's, not quite what I was expecting. But it's reality, it's reality. And it's another tricky day. But Chiron is sitting on the ascendant in Aries. Yeah, I'll talk about Chiron and Aries another time, how I'm experiencing it already. Just in my physical body, like twisting a ligament in my ankle and stuff like that. Stuff like that. Thank God it's minor. Um, so the North Node at this time will be third house Gemini. So that's great for communication. Communication is on. The South Node is Sagittarius, and they're both mutable. So yeah, so the communication seems very fragile at this time because of the square, the ongoing square between Aries and Capricorn, um, and all these international conflicts going on, and against theology. This war of theologies, and not. I mean, I was thinking Jupiter and Saturn would lighten everything up and let people believe the way they want to believe, and practice their religious freedom, and um, be humanitarian about the whole thing. So it's going to take some time to get to that space. Um, it's going to take some time, like when Pluto goes into Aquarius. The 22nd, 2024, the last time I think was during the Civil War, was when the rebels were fighting the Union. They called them the Yankees. The Yankees are the Confederate Army was fighting the rebels, and they won. They won, but still to this day they don't really concede, and there's still some conflict over like taking down the Confederate flag, and it's just like overtones of this. It was over slavery, and so we're seeing that to this day. I mean, that's Pluto and Capricorn, and even in 2020, we're seeing that, and this beautiful visionary Sagittarius that's forward thinking. It's just being used wrongly, and it's being used to attack other people's idealism, and it's being fanatical, rigid. Um, it's just really, really ugly what's going on right now. Um, that could also be Uranus in conjunct Venus. Um, like my belief system is the only belief system, and just sudden unexpected attacks for what you value, what you value. And yeah, what people value is some stability, um, and we're going to see massive groups of people fleeing, which we already do. Refugees, from war, from famine, from earth-related, catastrophes, climate change. So there's going to be just like roaming groups of people, and to this day, I mean, they're talking about putting refugees in Guantanamo Bay, which at one time they were waterboarding prisoners. So it's just really crazy times we're living in. Um, yeah, but it's all going to come out good in the end. I think, uh, yeah, I think the next generation is really going to have a lot of cleanup to do, um, and they will do it. Um, so I'm just going to end this. Yeah, I'm just going to end this. There's the idealists, the dreamers, the Neptunians that are dreaming of a better new world. It's just being able to implement it at this time that's so difficult because, Mars and Aries is just squaring off with Pluto, and they're just fighting everyone's religious systems and their belief systems and theology, and just the rigidity is just crazy, crazy town. Um, and that's the Pluto in conjunct both Mercury and Sagittarius. Um, yeah. So anyway, I'm just gonna end this particular chart is all fire. So all fire can be extremely passionate and intense. The air is what started it. Jupiter and Saturn just stationed 0 degrees into Aquarius. Glory, hallelujah. Um, it is the ruler, and the North Node as well is in Gemini. So that's about communication. But so, so that means the South Node is in, it's the opposite. The South Node is in Sagittarius at this time, December 20th, 2020. So it's taking on swallowing up belief systems and devouring them and creating a lot of chaos regarding belief systems and international foreign affairs and all of that. Um, yeah, whenever it affects the nodes, that can be a traumatic event, a life event, and karmic imprint as well. But yeah, all this in Aquarius, it's going to be hardship on groups of groups of people, migrating people, escaping, all kinds of man-made disasters and geological as well, but most of those are man-made as well. Earth is Pluto, the MC, and Uranus. Uranus, although it's in an Earth sign, it is trying to, the midheaven into Capricorn, but there's that in conjunct to Venus, and Venus is in Sagittarius. So it's some sudden expected event, just when everything is looking good. There's going to be a major surprise, and it won't look so pretty. So that's Earth, and of course the visionary moon, Neptune, in Pisces is very sweet, dreamy, in a mirage. In a mirage, this beautiful mirage that is being shattered, though. It's being shattered by Pluto. Shattered by Pluto in conjunct. And that can, once you wake up from the Neptunian fog and you see the reality, it can just shatter your whole world, your whole worldview, your whole reality, whether it's in a relationship, a perception. Once you finally wake up and, Neptune lifts its veil and you see what's really going on, that's what this appears to be. That's what this appears to be. And it's going to be a real shock. Very much a shock. So I'm going to end on that happy note. I thought this would be a lot happier chart, but they're not all fluff. But it will progressively get better as everything migrates. That Mariah Carey song, let's all migrate. Let's all migrate into Aquarius and just begin the new age. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.